Hello everyone, welcome to another reading. But today we are going to be doing a reading which is a pick a pile. So we have pile 1, 2, and 3. And this video is really going to represent what you need to know, what Oracle and Spirit is telling you, just what you need to keep on the tip of your mind, and some direction on how to move forward in whatever situation you're currently dealing with or you're currently in. So I would like you to center yourself with me, take a deep breath, and I would like you to choose your pile. The timestamps are below, so you can go directly to your pile if you don't want to watch the whole video. Pile number 1, we got soulmates, and this pick a card reading can be for many different things, right? It can be for career, it can be for love, but with pile number 1, I'm really picking up on love and relationship energy. It could also be friendship energy, but the one thing that I am definitely picking up is that you are meant to evolve and transform with the companionship of others. I feel like you are at a really great space where you're meeting or you have met a person or persons that are really bringing you to the next level, and you're really co-creating. It's a very intentional relationship that you're experiencing, which is so beautiful, because when relationships are intentional, there's nothing that can really break those bonds. But mind you, some people come into our lives for a reason, season, or a lifetime. Regardless of how long they stay, whether it's for a week, a day, a month, a year, 20 years, 30 years, for a lifetime, just keep in mind that this person or persons are definitely going to leave you never feeling the same, and they're going to help level you up. And in turn, you're also doing the same thing authentically, because that's who you are. You have so much to give. You have a lot to offer. And I think that in your past relationships, maybe you were the one that was co-creating or offering, and now you're starting to receive that back, which is a very beautiful space to be in. Soulmates can be friends for a life, like I said, like reason, season, or a lifetime, or they can remain in your life for only a short period of time. So I just want you to really remember that no matter what, you will be changed in the ways that you cannot possibly fathom right now. And regardless of how long these people stay in your life, just know that every day have that appreciation, which I feel like you're already showing each other, because again, I feel like this is very intentional relationships from both sides. It's not just you or them. It's definitely co-creation. And I think that this is very fabulous and coming at the right time for you. I'm going to pull the Power of Love deck. What activation, what needs to be activated for you to further receiving these beautiful relationships? And there we have Corporation. In your quest to manifest the energy of love, you realize that every person and experience has value. That is so important, and no truer than yourself. When you're entering in relationships that are much more intuitive, much more co-creating of relationships, it is so beautiful when you're in a space where you understand that you are also valuable. Because when you come from that space and then you start intentionally building relationships, friendships, relationships, whatever type of relationship, they're done with pure love and energy. And that is the best type of relationship to build. Let's also bring another card into this. Tribe. The tribe. There you go. You're finding your tribe. You're finding your people. You're finding what you've always wanted. I see that for some of you, pile number 1, there have been periods or times of loneliness, and you're just really, really thankful that you're beginning to find your tribe and really find your soulmates in life and really build a family, essentially. And I know for myself, that is one of the most beautiful things and gifts that universe and spirit can give you, is a tribe. So that's really, really nice. I'm also going to pull a sacred, a priestess of light. Let's pull a secret priestess of light oracle card to help expand this for you. There we go. We have angelic assistance, divine guidance, and loving support. This, I feel like you're in a great space. You know, this is your confirmation. This is your confirmation to really nurture these relationships and feel safe in them. I keep getting that word safe. I keep getting that word vulnerable. And I feel for you, pile number 1, in the past, maybe you haven't been able to be so vulnerable in your relationships. But just know that this is all divine guidance. This is all divine intervention. And it's also, these people are loving and supporting you, and you're also doing the same for them. So it's not just them giving you. You are also part of this corporation. You are also part of this soulmate interaction. So really, really enjoy it, and you deserve it. I hope that this reading made sense to you, pile number one. Continue on loving and receiving love. This is very, very simple and very, very straight to the point. Thank you for joining, and I hope that you stay blessed, stay loved, and just always remember that you deserve it all as well. Pile number two, we have going the distance for your first card. Now, unlike pile number one, that what I was picking up a lot of love energy and relationship reading, for you, pile number two, I am seeing that this is just an overall life where you're at right now in your relationships, friendships, personal relationships, love relationships, work relationships, all of that. I feel like you're in a space where you really have a lot of endurance and strength to go for the long haul. I feel that, you're in a space where you really want to bring your dreams to life, and you're almost at that finish line, which is great. But I think that sometimes what kind of stops you and what you end up stumbling over is the obstacles. So when you see the obstacles or you stumble over those tiny little obstacles, you're like, damn, like, why is this holding me back? And then that energy field pulls you back. When you're actually focused on the finish line, you're just like, so what did my client say the other day? She's like, you know what? Sometimes when I'm feeling pain, or, I'm going the distance for my goal, and I just picture myself in a plank. That workout exercise where you're planking? I don't plank, child, but some people love to plank. And when they plank, they're like planking for like a minute, and they're like sweating and shaking and all that stuff. Listen, do not hold that plank. Hold that plank in life, okay? Make sure that the little obstacles that come your way, you learn from them. That's what you've been doing. Like, you're learning, you're co-creating with spirit, you're definitely taking the guidance, but sometimes there'll be a little bit of stumbling blocks right before you get to the finish line that I just want you to keep in mind, that that you don't have to worry about those little obstacles, okay? Life is not a sprint. Slow and steady wins the race, okay? And this card is definitely a reminder that you do have the endurance, you do have the strength and the fortitude to carry you all the way. So I don't want you to worry about that, okay? I'm going to pull a card from the Sacred Destiny Oracle. So for the other card, we have Solitude, a card. And in the background of the Solitude, you see this man in a boat, or a woman in a boat, and she's going to this beautiful island, which looks to be, pretty much alone. They're not going to be with anyone else, and they're going to be in solitude, right? That is a perfect space for you to go in when you are feeling overwhelmed by going the distance, when you are feeling overwhelmed by the obstacles, when you're feeling overwhelmed by the setbacks, instead of trying to find that solitude outside of yourself and just continuing on in that chaos. And I see that a lot with some people that are very successful, or really focused, or really want a certain dream or thing to come true. Sometimes when obstacles hit, because it sets them back, they start looking around. They get up and start looking around which other way to run. Sometimes there's no other pace to run. You need to run inside. You need to take time to yourself. You need to be with yourself in solitude and really take note and calm your breath, calm your mind, and really take note of everything that you've already accomplished this way. Stop to think about that obstacle that may be your setback, and it's going to be definitely temporary, but take time to really focus on it, understand it, learn from it. If there's something to be learned, and if not, toss it away. It's just an obstacle. It's nothing major. We don't need to obsess over things either, okay? So just remember that you are the person that is really going to help you get to the next level, because I'm also picking up that there might be some people in your life that you're taking counsel from, or, you're relying on certain opinions, and these opinions are going to distract you from your goals as well. And I think that sometimes people's opinions may be your obstacles. For those of you that are doing that are taking other people's opinions, and that's becoming your obstacle, stop. Again, go back to yourself, sit with yourself in solitude, and really talk to yourself and your spirit guides. And I promise you, when you do that, when you sit with yourself and your spirit guides, you're going to be able to really, really make the best decisions for yourself and avoid some of those obstacles that bother you oh so much. Okay, I get it. I get it. Trust me, I get it. But sometimes, you know, like, we don't need to beat ourselves up over the obstacles. So let's pull another card from the Priestess of Light. And we are getting the Garden of Paradise. Idyllic times, the Garden of Paradise. This card actually represents deep connections and water blessings. So I'm picking up water again, and I really feel that you need to be with yourself. This card also tells me that, you know, this is the Mermaid Priestess, okay? And I'm really picking up that there are some upcoming opportunities for connections. And I feel like whatever obstacles, you know, because going the distance, sometimes when I get going the distance, it doesn't always mean that there's obstacles. Sometimes it just means like you've gone the distance and you're about to hit your finish line. But for some reason, when I got this card for you, pile number 2, there were a few obstacles. And then when I got solitude, if you remember, I said, you know, I need you to sit with yourself. You know, you may be getting counsel or advice from some people that is not resonating with you. And I think that those are maybe causing your obstacles. That's okay. Let all that handle itself. Let spirit take over that. And I need you to focus on those relationships when you're in solitude, sitting and actually even going to bodies of water. Like, if you know, feel fabulous when you're on a beach or in front of a lake or whatever the case may be, whether you're even soaking in a bathtub, just make sure that you have a journal with you where you can write down some of your ideas. And I want you to start taking stock of the people that you're gaining guidance from. I want you to start really thinking about the people that you get advice from, and then also make a list of the people that you need to start going to. So let's say, for example, in business, you have one person who is, you know, giving you has been your mentor for a while, but now their mentorship is over for you. You know, they've done their part and you have gratitude for that. But now the advice that they're giving you is no longer serving your next steps. Think about who in your life you can replace that mentor with love and light. Okay, we're not talking about replacement like they're not needed anymore, but they're kind of not needed anymore. I don't know how else to say it, but you know, you love them and you appreciate them. Bring them for dinner, you know, buy them a beautiful bouquet of flowers and thank them always for their mentorship. But yeah, I think that when you are sitting with yourself in solitude, you're going to really start to look at what's going on and how you are also co-creating some of these obstacles. So make sure that you keep that in mind, okay? I'm gonna pull another card for you just to see what spirit would like you to know to wrap this up in a nice little bow. Deep knowing. Deep knowing, your intuition, you know what's going on. You are starting to have a really good idea. I think that this video was a confirmation for you. If it was, leave a comment below. But I really feel like this you already know. You have a deep knowing, you have a deep understanding. You know where you're going, you know what you need. And you need to start really co-creating that with spirit and yourself. I don't think that you need the help anymore, okay? Pile number 2, I think that I want you to really trust yourself and trust the process. But key words here, trust yourself, okay? Thank you so much for watching pile number 2. I hope that this reading resonates with you. And if you enjoyed this reading, please remember to subscribe, like, and comment, okay? That's how you support this channel, and I hope that you will join me again. Talk soon. Pile number 3, you have received the Fates. And whenever I see this card, it reminds me, well, it actually sums up the Serenity Prayer, which goes, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. There are things in life that you'll never be able to have control over, card number 3. And that's just fact, okay? You're co-creating life with spirit. You're co-creating life with yourself. You're co-creating life with your past traumas, which we're going to get to in a second. You're co-creating life with other human beings. You're co-creating life with other human beings that also have trauma. And I really think that this card showing up for you today is really telling you that it's not important right now to understand the past. It's not important right now to, understand why certain events occurred. You know what I mean? But what it is reminding you to do is to accept the things that you cannot make sense of, accept the things that you cannot change. Because while you're in this loop that you've created for yourself, what you're doing is you're not living life, and you're not creating the life that you know that you want and that you deserve, because quite frankly, we all deserve to be happy. And I think that when this card showing up for you is really telling you that your current circumstances are here to teach you. They're teaching you something. So take the lesson and let it go. Sometimes what we tend to do as enlightened beings, as intuitive beings, is we are in a space where a lot of people are talking about trauma, they're talking about past, and what they're doing is they're obsessing over it and they're constantly talking about it. I actually heard something today that was very, very, very impactful, that said that sometimes we don't need to always rehash the past traumas, because what we end up doing is we end up rehashing them, and we end up feeling the same feelings and feeling the same hurt. Instead, what we should do is we should try our best to learn what we needed to learn from those past traumas and thank them for the lessons that they have taught us, even though a lot of those lessons can be very, very, very difficult to give gratitude towards. And then pick up a pen and start writing your future. So pick up a pen today, pile number 3, and start writing what you want your next day, your next week, your next year, your next partnership, your next love, your next family member, your next whatever to look like and feel like, okay? This is the wisdom that is contained in the Serenity Prayer, okay? Knowing that you can't change the things and you have to accept those things, okay? Other people who are there for you or appear to be there for you, just remember that you can't always change them, okay? You can't change anybody. People are who they are. Like I said, everyone is, living life, sometimes from past traumas or opinions or mindsets or, whatever the case may be that you may not understand. So instead of trying to change them, focus on yourself, pile number 3. This is the time for you to focus on yourself. I am going to pull a card from the Soul's Journey deck for you. And we have self-esteem. I'm laughing for a reason. I'm laughing because these oracle cards are so amazing. And it's just very interesting that this card came up, okay? That's all I'm going to say for now. So the self-esteem card says, I possess the gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. I want you to take a moment and really think about what that means to you. What does it mean to have self-esteem? And I want you to also think about what does that mean in connection to the Fates card. And remember, the Fates card is about accepting the things that you cannot change, and appreciating the things that you already do have. So what does that, how do those connect for you, the self-esteem card? I really want you to be a part of this reading, pile number 3, because I think that this is important. I think that it's important for you to make this connection. So I'm going to give you a moment to figure that out, okay? So with self-esteem and the Fates card, what it reminds me is that there's no one better than you. This is the trap of the ego, okay? When you feel like, oh, this person's better than me, this person has more than me, the only thing that the soul cares about is how you give love and compassion, okay? The soul doesn't care about who's better than you, who's better looking than you, who has a bigger house, who has a bigger card, how many bank accounts you have. None of that. That is a false sense of self-esteem if they're attached to material things. The only thing that's going to bring true self-esteem is knowing that everyone is born with unique abilities of the soul. And just like snowflakes, for example, there are never two snowflakes that are alike, the same way that there are not any two souls that are alike, okay? And I also feel like pile number 3, that you may not be aware or even in tune with your incredible and gifted self. This is what this card is really picking up for me. It's telling me that there's some self-esteem work that needs to be, and that's why you're so focused on, not accepting the things as they are and moving on from them, whether that's people that you can't change or situations that you can't change, which are just bringing you back into this loop. There's definitely some self-esteem work that needs to be done, okay? And stop moving from a space of ego. And, if I say don't move from a space of ego and that offends you a little bit, then maybe, there might be something there that, you need to look at, okay? Because, there's a lot more to offer than what you think is attached to your self-esteem, is what I'm really picking up. I'm picking up tenderness, loving compassion. What did I just say? The soul, I literally just said this, the soul only cares about how you express love and compassion. That's the only thing. And I think that it has to do with self, that this card reading is very much about you wanting to get to the next level. And what ends up happening is you go into a loop when you feel like you cannot change. You can't change the past and you're very much attached to the past. There's some people that you feel like you can't change, and everything is just like, I can't change this. I come from this. I have this obstacle. I have this. I have that. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath right now. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Inhale some self-esteem and exhale what no longer serves you. Inhale some tenderness, some true love and true compassion for yourself, and also for other people around you that aren't really doing anything wrong and you're just trying to change them. You're bringing them down with a little bit of your trauma and a little bit of your flight or fight mode because you want them to be a certain way to bring you to the next level, when in reality, focus on yourself. No one is here to save you. One of my good girlfriends told me that. No one is here to save you. And when she said that to me, I was like, did she just say that? What do you mean no one's here to save me? I want to be safe. No one's here to save you. Work on the self-esteem to true love and compassion, okay? I'm going to give you a power of love card. Ooh, look what just popped up. Willingness. You are able to compromise if the end result is love. Pile number 3, this reading, I hope that you're laughing. I hope that you're doing a little giggle, being like, oh my goodness. Spirit is really talking to you. I hope that you shared this video with a friend and it's like, can you please listen to my reading? Because this is too accurate and too funny, okay? Because this card literally represents that the essential meaning of this card is that you've come on this earth plane to learn and accept the things that you cannot change, okay? As opposed to the things that you can, okay? And life is a constant game of discovery, but no price can be put on the experience, okay? Because each one transforms you. I need you to hear that. I really, 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 really do. Because when you're willing to look inside and gain some tenderness for yourself, some self-esteem, when you're able to look inside and begin to change your habits, those self-imposed fears and perceptions, only then are you going to be able to see your true self. And the catalyst for transformation comes from your willingness to forgive your past, to forgive, okay? I don't need to go into too much detail. You know what I'm talking about. So when you have that willingness to forgive and open your heart, be more tender and loving, have more compassion, and be honest with yourself, your self-esteem, you are never too old to learn, okay? You are never too old to learn. Each day should be filled with excitement about how your perspective will be altered moving forward. Tonight, after this reading, whatever you're seeing it, take this next minute after this reading to say, you know what? I'm now changed. I'm now going to alter my perspective. Okay. And keep an open mind when doing this. And when conditions start to change for the positive, continue to give gratitude and love to yourself and your self-esteem. Remember to stay in a space of true love and compassion when things may get difficult again, because those tests will come back. Those little obstacles will come back. And what are you going to do? You're going to be fine, because you're going to say, you know what? I've worked on my self-esteem. I am strong. I know that I am on a different frequency, and true love and compassion is how I am going to move my life forward. Okay, pile number 3. I hope that this reading really resonated with you, and I hope that it was helpful for you. If you enjoyed this reading, please like, subscribe, and comment below, and share this video with a friend. I hope that you stay well, and I hope that you continue to be the best version of your higher self. Talk to you soon. Bye.